Can somebody explain me what mog means?
So lately my For You page has been full of mog, looksmaxxing, mewing, starve-maxing, hunter eyes, canthal tilt, negative, positive, dark triad, a whole lot of stuff regarding the mogtok community.
Here you see a PSL god in his natural habitat, knowingly doing what he does best, and that is to mock.
Now, I must admit, I was intrigued, so I started looking more and more into the mogtok community. So let's talk about it. But before we start, I must say, mogtok or the mog community seems to be a community full of the boys. I've seen some girlies on the mogtok community, but they are not that many. So this whole looksmaxxing mog lore is full of guys. So I'm a little bit scared to dive into this community and talk about it. But I'm going to do it regardless because, again, like I said, I found it interesting. And the sense of humor of the community I really liked. So that's why I wanted to talk about it. So now let's start. So first, if this is your first time hearing about mog, mewing, looksmaxxing lore, we need to define a lot of the words that the guys use in this community, because to be honest, for me a lot of the words were new, or I just learned the words and I was looking for information off the community. So I want to give you the definition of some of the most used words in that community. Let's start with mog. What does mog means? According to this very reliable website that I found, mog stands for man of God. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what it says here, so I'm just gonna run with it. But when they use it as a verb, like you got mogged or I mogged you, it means that somebody is way more attractive than the other person. For example, Chico mogged that guy, meaning Chico is more attractive than that other guy. If you get mogged, it means that the other person is more attractive than you. Next word we're going to talk about is looksmaxxing, and it means to reach the maximum of your looks. It means to achieve the maximum potential of your physical traits, of your looks. If you're trying to looksmaxx, you're trying to achieve the maximum of that potential. That's what that means. Mewing. This is one of the most famous ones on this community, and this means a physical exercise that you do with your jaw in order to sharpen your jaw. So I was looking at this video and I was like, okay, let me see if this is a real thing, because like I said before, this community seems to be very ironic and it has a lot of jokes. I was curious about mewing, and in those videos they tell you that you need to create a suction between the roof of your mouth and your tongue. I don't know if I'm doing it right. I need somebody to teach me how to do it correctly. Canthal tilt. This one I remember, it was a filter on TikTok, very popular. Basically, if you have like almond shaped type of eyes that go a little bit upwards, then you have a positive one. If you have those type of sad eyes, you have a negative canthal tilt. Now, another term kind of similar to canthal tilt will be hunter eyes. This one is a little bit hard to explain, but I will try my best. If you have a deep, squinty type of set of eyes, like if you have bright round eyes, those are not hunter eyes, those are prey eyes. If you have like a deep look, that's hunter eyes. They're like round and bright and full of life, is prey eyes. I don't make the rules. This is just what it is. Another one that is similar to that one, dark triad, and not the dark triad of psychology, but dark triad of your face. Again, if you have a deep set of eyes and like deep dark features, you don't necessarily have to have a brown eyes to be a dark triad. It's more about your physical structure will define if you have a dark triad or a light triad. So another term is maxed out. When you have maxed out, it means that you reach super chat level. It means that you reach super saiyan level of physical traits. Like you cannot get any better. Like you arrived at your peak. Lock in, hard to explain. I'm just gonna show it to you. You can see what locking in means. Some of the funny terms of mogtok are edge and jelqing.
It's very hard to keep up with the whole TikTok language. First is mog, now it's edge. What does edge mean?
That's all I'm gonna say about that. Okay, so now let's talk about the mog lords of the community. We have the big two, Jordan Barrett.
sure about it.
And Chico Lachowski. Now, within the community, there are ongoing discussions talking about which one is better or who mogged who. Some people say Jordan is top, some people say Chico is top. Me, seeing the community from an outside perspective, a lot of the mog lore has Chico involved. I don't know, it just seems like Chico is more popular on the community than Jordan. Okay, they're both moggers, we know this, but it seems like Chico outsold. We have some other honorable mentions on the mog community: Hernan Drago, Elias Diput, Ezra Miller. And the one that shocked me the most, Jeremy Fragrance, because I remember Jeremy Fragrance as a meme, but then I went to his TikTok page and he's posting edits of himself.
Good day, guys. Jeremy Fragrance here.
I love that for him. Now we need to talk about some people on TikTok that have taken the mug community to the next level. Let's start with Syrian Psycho. He's giving Patrick Bateman meets Harry Potter. That's the best way I can explain it. On his account, you can find him mogging. You can find him doing the mog basics, which are mewing, chewing, crunchy stuff, skincare, and that type of stuff. And another thing that he does is he ascends guy, or he's ascending other guys. So what does ascending means? Ascending means that he takes a look at other guys' physical traits and he tells these other guys how they can improve or looksmaxx and achieve that full potential of their looks. Now, another thing that I found very interesting on this user Syrian Psycho's profile is that he's one, or maybe the only one, pioneer of the school of mogwarts. We're gonna talk about mogwarts in a little bit, but let's continue. We have other users. So these moggtokers, when you go to their TikTok page, they seem to be a little bit more serious about the mog community. They seem to actually give good advice, as in like how to improve your looks for the boys, or how to take better care of yourself, do your skincare, do your hair, brush your teeth, which are things that are related to personal hygiene, you could say. But when it comes to boys, we don't see a lot of that. I don't know why. I think it's because a lot of the boys are too masculine to care for their skin, or too masculine to wash their ass. Yeah.
Have you heard that some men don't wash their bottom for fear of being called gay?
His cheeks in the shower because he's gay, has serious psychological issues.
I didn't realize how many men out there really consider hygiene to be feminine.
But this guy seemed to actually give good, genuine advice to other guys that want to just improve themselves. Clash the Psycho is another user more similar to Syrian Psycho in the sense that his content seems to be not so serious, but he's the one that I see the most on my For You page. Let's go back to mogwarts, because this is what initially hooked me in the community. I've been seeing mewing and canthal tales a lot on my For You page, but I never knew the lore was this extensive. So like I said before, it seems like user Syrian Psycho is the pioneer of the mogwarts school movement. So on his page, he has a link of mogwarts, but when you click on it, nothing happens. However, I found another TikTok page that is the official mogwarts page. When you go to this page, you can have a preview of what would it look like if you went to mogwarts. You can choose your house, you can choose your friends, you can choose what classes you're going to take. It's interesting, to say the least. On that same page, when you go to the link in the description, they have a mogwarts 14-day class to learn how to mog and looksmaxxing. Now, of course, I didn't pay for it, but I would love to see what it looks like, a day in the life of a mogwarts student.
I have to laugh. I'm sorry. This is so ridiculous.
If you are in your mug journey, you're trying to become a super shad, and you want some motivational music to help you achieve that super saiyan level of handsome squidger, I have songs that you need. Mog and looksmaxxing is the equivalent of slay. Like the girls say slay or ate, and the boys say you got mogged or I mogged you. The difference is that you can slay and devour regardless of your physical looks, but you cannot mog if you don't have a 10 out of 10 face. Another thing I want to say about mogtok, and please don't fight me.
Don't fight me, because I know how you girls like to tussle.
It seems like the word mog, it's very similar to when a guy says to another dude like, yo, you're hot. No homo though. Like, no homo. But you're hot as f. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like mog is a safe word for the guys to recognize that another dude is hot as f. And you know what? I love that. I love that the guys are being more progressive now. I love that. But really, that's what it reminded me of. Like, oh, you got mogged? Bro, like, just say that he's hot as f. That's all you're saying. When you say, oh, he mugged you or you got mugged by this person, that's all you're saying. That other person that mugged you is hot. That's all it means. That you're finally taking a step further into recognizing another man's beauty. So that's all for the mug lore looksmaxxing community. If I got something wrong, please let me know in the comments. Please. Because there's a lot of things that I couldn't find more information of. But maybe if you've been on the mogtok community since the very beginning, you might know more than me. So please let me know.
Bye bye.